All feedback is meant to increase our awareness about ourselves. Among the various forms of feedback available, biofeedback is a very potential, useful, and scientific form of feedback. This is not new to us. When you get your blood pressure tested, blood sugar tested, pulse rate tested, when you are jogging, you use a watch to monitor various parts of the functioning of your body, or when you are working on treadmill, again you look at the calories that you have used up, your pulse rate and other kind of things. These are all very simple and very useful and potential instruments of biofeedback. Many things that happen in our body we are always not aware, particularly those bodily changes that are associated with our emotions or with our activity levels. We may not realize until somebody tells us this is what is the kind of a thing that is happening. So biofeedback is a very common and a very useful way. And in fact, nowadays I think people suggest one to get comprehensive health testing done. Once you, in the earlier days, it used to be once you reach 50 years, then it came down to 40. Now, even at the age of 25, in the first employment itself, people suggest you to get yourself tested on a whole lot of parameters so that you can become aware of your body's functioning, your body's status, and so on. Not knowing all this, I used to be quite conscious of my own kind of body. Every time I had a little bit of a chest pain, for the last 40 years, I used to run to a doctor and get myself tested. Fortunately, nothing happened. Um, but I remember sometimes when I am about to take a class, for example, I remember in Malaysia in the year 1983, when I started having uncomfortableness, I just went to a heart specialist and get myself tested. This is because I always felt that I am a little overweight than what I should be for my height. And people use it to say that I'm adding weight and all that. So I use it to become concerned. But it's only through scientific tests one gets to know whether your body functioning is in the normal way, abnormal way, or how abnormal and things of that nature. Uh, of course, I think very recently, I am now 73 running. When I discovered that with a short walk, I have a little bit of a breathing problem, I got myself tested, and the doctor said there is nothing wrong with your heart. Then they said test your lungs. Then the lungs also were perfect. It is at this point of time when I consulted a heart specialist. Okay, everything seems to be all right from outside, all parameters, but inside we don't know what's happening. For this, we need to go through an angiography. So when I went through the angiography, it is only then they discovered there is a little bit of a blockade, not a big blockade, and so on. So this is the kind of a feedback that you get when you use scientific medical kind of instruments and you take care of yourself so that you can live longer, you can be healthy, you can be active, and you can also manage your other health parameters. Biofeedback, of course, has been used in the past for treating some psychological disorders like bedwetting and a whole lot of other kind of things. There, I think the instruments are attached, and then whenever there is a certain kind of symptoms, then there is an alarm, there is a way to control this, and so on. I'm not talking of that biofeedback, but I'm talking of the ordinary biological, physiological functioning that we have. So I would strongly recommend people to keep monitoring their health parameters using various biometrics. Simple thing is blood sugar, blood pressure, your cholesterol, your hemoglobin, and your certainly your heart functioning through an ECG and things like that. And of course, when you go to an ophthalmologist, he will test your eyes. When you go to an ENT specialist, he tests your ear, nose, throat, and things like that, and gives you a feedback using, nowadays there are many sophisticated kind of instruments that are available. So this biofeedback is very useful because after all, I think if we are not healthy physically, we cannot be doing anything else. The while physiological symptoms are often determined by psychological issues, but if you're physiologically you're not all right, I think it could create also psychological issues. That is why I would strongly recommend biofeedback as the most essential part of our growth and development. So friends, I think read more about it in internet, more about, consult your doctor, consult other people, and get your own parameters of biometric feedback established, and periodically keep getting the feedback. Of course, one thing I must caution you, sometimes when people tell you that everything is all right, it could make you complacent and you might end up neglecting it. Is of course, everything is a matter of attitude. How much you learn from any form of feedback, whether it is biofeedback or other forms of feedback like 360 or performance feedback and things like that, depends entirely on your mindset and your desire to learn and your desire to grow. So, your attitude to yourself, your growth, your learning is most essential part of our development. Certainly, biofeedback helps, and I hope you will get something done on this. Next time, I will talk of the feedback from coaches, facilitators, and others, and how to get the best out of it.